Hi guys, welcome back to Your Happier Homeschool and C-Level Education. Today we are talking about slowing down around the holidays. So around this time of year, a lot of homeschool parents wonder whether this is a good moment to stop completely or whether they should keep pushing through like usual. For my family, it's both. It's neither. While we don't pretend that the season is a normal school rhythm, we also don't disappear from our work and our responsibilities. What we do instead is slow down, but we do it on purpose. That only works because the rigor and structure we keep up during the rest of the year are already there. When standards are clear and core skills are being worked on consistently the rest of the year, you don't need dramatic breaks to recover. You can take time without everything unraveling. That's the difference between rest and avoidance. During the holidays, our days look different. We spend a lot of times with family and friends. We go out in the evenings to see lights. We take whole afternoons to make pasta sauce or granola to give away as gifts. We watch Christmas movies. We linger. We rest. We eat cookies. And these things matter. They're part of a full life. But we don't confuse this slowing down with dropping everything. We keep what I think of as a light spine. We don't do the full schedule. We don't do long lessons. And we don't do any new heavy assignments. We do just enough structure to keep the system intact and the machine humming along. That usually means we keep reading, we do writing, and we do some basic executive function habits like planning, finishing what we start, and showing up to agreed upon work. Sometimes that looks like 10 minutes, sometimes 20. Sometimes it happens earlier in the day, sometimes later, sometimes over coffee and cookies. But the point isn't intensity, it's continuity. There's a real cost to going completely off schedule during the holidays. Skills cool down, routines disappear, and January turns into a reset instead of just a gentle return. I found that when everything drops, the anxiety doesn't go away, it just gets postponed. I don't want to come back to a full heavy schedule in January having to reteach basic concepts that we learned in November or pick up on organization skills that we could have been practicing all season. When we keep writing during the winter, I usually pivot to assignments on topics that bring my students joy. So we'll talk about favorite family traditions or what's the best thing my family members cook to bring to gatherings, how-to pieces about making favorite cookies, things like that. In my homeschool and in my teaching, we keep up the rigor. Rigor, when it's real, creates margin. Margin to rest, margin to travel, margin to say yes to friend visits and slow afternoons without worrying that learning has stopped. Because learning hasn't stopped. It's just quieter. That quiet continuity is what allows the season to feel genuinely restful instead of slightly frantic underneath the surface. We're not rebuilding in January. We're just turning the volume back up. So if you're deciding what to do during the holidays, my advice is this. Don't cling to your full pace, but don't abandon your structure either. Keep a few essentials. Protect the season. Let the rest be slower. That's how breaks restore instead of destabilizing. I'm curious how you do it in your homeschooling. Do you keep up your whole schedule, or do you slow down and completely abandon everything? Or do you walk something in between like I do? Please let me know in the comments. And most importantly, let me know in the comments, what is the most delicious thing that your family member brings to holidays? I'd love to know your favorite cookie caffeine combination or anything that feels special and magical to you around this time of year. Thank you again for tuning in. I'd really love to know what you'd like to know, and I'd like to provide content that feels meaningful and useful to you as a homeschool parent and as a mother. So please let me know in the comments how I can be of service to you. And until next time, which will probably be 2026, and talking about that gentle January reset, I'm signing off, wishing you very, very happy holidays and a little bit of rest this wonderful time of year. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.